Imagine you're traveling from China to Western Europe. You would pass through the Suez Canal in Egypt, but you hesitate to choose this route due to longer alternatives that lead to high fuel consumption, increased port congestion, piracy, and many other risks. There's another option, the Cape of Good Hope. Located at the southernmost tip of South Africa's Cape Peninsula, it's renowned for its maritime history. But there's a catch. You're likely to experience unpredictable extreme weather and treacherous seas. The route is notorious for its storms and rough seas, which contribute to its bad reputation for both crew safety and the integrity of shipments. At that time, you would strongly desire a route that promises a short distance, low fuel consumption, and safe delivery of goods. This is possible with an Arctic route, also called the Northern Sea Route, NSR. Here you can expect a relatively shorter distance and lower shipping costs. This is where Russia's $300 billion Arctic Silk Road plan comes into play. Upon completion, it could literally change global trade forever. We're going to dive deeper into the exciting details of this project to reveal how far civil engineering can go. The significance of the Arctic route. The importance of the Arctic route dates back to 2008, when Russia announced a policy emphasizing the use of the Arctic zone to resolve socio-economic development issues, ease transportation, and ensure peace and cooperation. In 2017, a Russian-owned tanker that was built to crush Arctic ice set a surprising record by traveling from Norway to South Korea in just 19 days for the first time. For precise details, I'm talking about the Christophe de Margerie, a 984-foot tanker that completed the Northern Sea Route without the assistance of specialized ice-breaking vessels, challenging the future of the shipping industry. John Maggs from Seas at Risk quoted, "We're concerned that this is a commercial opportunity that has only opened up because of global warming, and we're especially concerned that having taken advantage of the thinning of the ice, shipping operations are now expanding in that part of the world." I'm amazed at how this record shifted the focus toward a better option in the shipping industry. This is significant. If we calculate the travel time, it's approximately 30% faster than the traditional route through the Suez Canal. Russia wasn't going to miss this opportunity and is now in the midst of a massive construction project. Perhaps they anticipated that the world wouldn't take sufficient action to mitigate climate change and that global temperatures would continue to rise as a result. Now, consider the additional benefits of melting sea ice beyond the efficient transportation of trade goods. Among them, one of the most significant is the increased accessibility to vast oil and gas reserves. The Arctic Silk Road. Identified as a key part of the Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, China first proposed the plan to work with Russia to build an Arctic Silk Road in 2017. There are three main routes across the Arctic. 1. The Northeast Passage, following Russia's coastline. 2. The Northwest Passage, along the northern coast of North America. 3. The mostly unused Transpolar Sea Route. The Northeast Passage is the most significant because the ice melts fastest here. For China, their proposal was much more than just an ordinary evolution in the transportation sector. The faster melting also brings increased accessibility to the Arctic's abundant oil and gas reserves, a significant portion of which has been confirmed in Russia. According to Time magazine, Russia's Arctic contains over 35,700 billion cubic meters of natural gas and over 2,300 million metric tons of oil and condensate, commonly found in the Yamal and Gaidan peninsulas. Now, let's talk about the projects underlying Russia's Arctic Silk Road initiative. Before we dive deeper, I'd like to remind you that if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on exciting developments in the world of mega construction projects. Upon studying the routes in detail, the main projects were initiated on three peninsulas on the northwest side: Taimyr, Yamal, and Gaidan. Let's begin with the most impressive approach in the Taimyr Vostok Oil project, which has the potential to emerge as the world's largest investment project in the oil and gas industry. Vladimir Putin mentioned that it would cost over $150 billion while creating 100,000 new jobs. One of Putin's most trusted advisors and friends, Igor Sechin, and his oil firm Rosneft plan to develop a massive oil project on the Taimyr Peninsula. But as expected, construction won't be straightforward. You can expect temperatures of minus 40 degrees Celsius in winter, with strong winds constantly blowing, which poses a major challenge for anyone planning to target this peninsula. Naturally, the area has a small population, However, the Rosneft firm has planned to build 15 new industrial towns, 2 airports, and a seaport. What truly captured special attention, however, were the pipelines, estimated to span around 800 kilometers, along with 3,500 kilometers of new electricity lines and 2,000 megawatts of electric power capacity. Impressive, isn't it? That's not all. The developments will enable the export of an estimated 25 million tons of oil per year through the Northern Sea Route, thanks to the new pipelines and the projected sea terminal. According to Sechin, the project has the potential to increase the national GDP by 2%. The project sounds ambitious, but if you focus on the bold steps that have been taken, it gives you hope. By 2030, the project is expected to produce up to 2 million barrels of oil per day. In 2024, Rosneft welcomed a new boss, Andrei Lazaev. This change is expected to ensure faster developments in the oil fields. I'm excited to see the progress in 2025, but we'll just have to wait and watch until the project is completed. After all, anything at any time can drastically influence progress. Now it's time to talk about another massive project underway in Sabetta, located on the northeast corner of the Yamal Peninsula, Yamal LNG. As the name suggests, the plan includes the construction of a liquefied natural gas (LNG) plant with a production capacity of around 16.5 million tons per year. This venture started in 2017 and is Russia and China's first joint Arctic Silk Road venture. Patrick Pouyan, Total chairman and CEO, emphasized the benefit of remarkably low upstream costs for this $27 billion project. In a company statement, he was quoted as saying, "Together, we managed to build from scratch a world-class LNG project in extreme conditions to exploit the vast gas resources of the Yamal Peninsula." When it comes to costs, there's one key point to clarify. Despite Russia placing significant hope in its projects, the situation worsened over more than 2 years. Investors showed little interest in the Russian oil and gas sector. The primary reason for this is clear: international sanctions during the Russo-Ukrainian War. However, China provided significant support to Russia during this challenging period. While this assistance was beneficial, transitioning from Western technologies to Chinese alternatives proved to be costly. According to the Russian gas company Novatek, replacing Baker Hughes turbines with Shanghai Electric equipment resulted in a 17% increase in capital expenditure for the Arctic LNG-2 project. Specifically, this change added an additional $4 billion to Russia's costs. Surprised when I mentioned LNG-2? It wasn't a mistake. Russia is managing another massive LNG project on the Gaidan Peninsula. This speaks to Russia's capacity for multitasking at higher levels, sometimes referred to as the insane approach. However, the Arctic LNG-2 project was postponed in October 2024, with no clear plans to continue operations during the winter. Obviously, this would have impacted Russia's reputation globally. The country was hoping to expand its share of the global LNG market from 8% to 20% by 2030. However, as we've discussed, sanctions and ongoing conflicts have dominated their ambitious plans. What's the current progress of this project? According to oilprice.com, the project has been completed, but there are no hopes of selling gas from their heavily sanctioned LNG export facility. An LNG carrier traveled for 4 months around northern Europe, the Mediterranean, the Suez Canal, the Indian Ocean, along China's east coast, and north to Russia's far east, but failed to find any buyer for the cargo. This is particularly disappointing for a project that was expected to surpass LNG Yamal, with an overall cost estimated at $21 billion. During this period of decline, Russia could barely manage a grand inauguration. To give you an idea of the types of projects involved in Russia's $300 billion Arctic Silk Road, I've covered 3 massive initiatives, each located in a different peninsula. While there are many challenges ahead, it's fascinating to imagine how this project will streamline transportation and provide access to valuable natural resources. What are your thoughts? Feel free to share them in the comments. If you've enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and be sure to hit the bell icon so you won't miss any updates on the construction industry.